Now that the Minnesota Vikings have landed Brian Flores as their defense coordinator, it's time to pull off a trade, a heist that I've been championing at the bit for them to pull off for the last couple seasons. Trade for Miami Dolphins cornerback Xavien Howard. Of course, he and Brian Flores go way back like chiropractic, had some of his best seasons under Flores' tutelage when he was the head coach of Miami, and Xavien Howard's not above asking for a trade away from Miami. Let's talk about the pride of Baylor today. 29 years young, 6'1", 203, was a 2016 second-round pick out of the aforementioned Baylor Sikkim. That's right. A two-time Pro Bowler, 2020 first-team All-Pro, which was his second year in the defense with Flores. It's when they took a big-time leap on that defensive side of the ball. Led the league in interceptions twice. 28 career picks, 83 career passes broken up over 7 seasons. 2022, so Flores fired after the 2021 season. 2022, the Dolphins defense was just really a mess. And yes, Josh Boyer, who had been a Brian Flores guy, still stayed on as defensive coordinator. It was just kind of not great overall. Gave up 114.6 quarterback rating when thrown at, which is his second career high. 8 penalties, but still had 12 passes broken up and 2 interceptions. And he still is one of the better cover corners in the National Football League, especially in man-to-man press coverage, which is what Brian Flores is going to ask his cornerbacks to do. He's still in his prime at 29, and if you're going to be all in, Let's be all in. Contract-wise, it's actually not as bad as you think because his current deal, his 5-year, $90 million deal with the Dolphins, he is only slated to earn a $1.165 million base salary, which is a league minimum for a player with 7 accrued seasons. Most of his compensation, or his guaranteed compensation, was in a signing bonus, which is already paid and stays on the Dolphins' books. He does have a $3.397 million option bonus this year, but the cap number for acquiring Howard on his current deal for this season would only be around $6 million. So it's something that the Vikings certainly could swing monetarily. Now, trade offer-wise, so Xavien Howard at the peak of his powers after the 2020 season when he was a first-team All-Pro probably would have taken multiple first-round picks, but so the Vikings have the number 23 overall pick. The Dolphins don't have a first-round pick because of the Sean Payton and Tom Brady stuff. So Xavien Howard and a third-round pick this season to the Vikings for number 23 overall. Let's make a deal. Let's make it happen, man. So the difference between a first and the Dolphins, a third-round pick, which is about the same level as the Vikings, for Xavien Howard, certainly going to take that, man. Absolutely. And this is time for Kwesi to pull off a heist, and it's one of those spots where Brian Flores obviously knows, trusts, and loves Xavien Howard. Howard's already been on social media applauding Brian Flores for getting the Vikings DC job. Oh, by the way, you've seen a lot of former Dolphins, a lot of Patriots, a lot of former Steelers players absolutely hyped up on social media and really pumped for Brian Flores to get this job. So that tells you everything you need to know about Flo. That's right, man. And the Vikings cornerback room, it's got a lot of potential, and I do think that Evans and Booth and Dantzler, who are long, they're athletic, they could excel, impress man, and really get after under Flores' defense, but they have to stay healthy, and they just have to get after it. Whereas you have a guy like Howard, yes, is 29. Yes, has only a couple years left of his prime, but still absolutely is that alpha. And he played his best football when he's playing in Brian Flores' defenses. So I think it's something that makes sense. I think it's something that if the trade compensation is absolutely accurate and you're still staying with that extra pick in the third round versus just completely trading out, it makes sense. And also the Dolphins, I mean, they're going to look to rebuild on that side of the ball. They fired Josh Boyer, who eventually could end up here with the Vikings. So getting back into the first round would be monsters for him. So it's finally time to make it happen. Trade for Dolphins cornerback Xavien Howard, you cowards. Get it done, man. But your thoughts on our thoughts, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.